there. So I wanted to make a travel video, a short travel video for you now that we're in the holiday season and doing a lot of traveling, be it by car, by plane, or whatever. Our bodies take a hit, and primarily the neck and shoulders from pulling and pushing, the low back from the same things, and our hip flexors from doing a lot of sitting. So if you do this short sequence, then my goal is to have you get unkinked from the journey so you can enjoy your destination. And I've purposefully chosen a chair because, let's face it, many of us do not travel with our yoga mat. And even if we did, we may not want to put it on a dirty floor somewhere. That's the case for me. And a chair is great because it's obviously easily accessible, readily handy, but also anyone can use the chair and get, this really efficient movement. So let's begin. We'll start by pedaling our feet. And what this does is help with the circulation, the blood return to the heart, especially when we've been sitting. So this is good to do whenever you think about it. You can't possibly do this too often, but I would say at least, every half hour, pedal your feet. And it feels good for the feet and good for the legs, but it's really, really important to keep the blood flow going. So the next thing we'll do is extend one leg. The leg nice and straight, pressing down through the heel, flexing the foot so the toes are coming back toward the knee. And we should feel a stretch from the foot all the way up to the sitting bones. Now, with all these moves, the farther forward you sit on your chair, the more we need to use our body. And the farther back we sit in the chair, the more support we have from the chair. So only you know what's right for you. So if we want a little more here, we're going to take an inhale, get nice and long in that spine, pull that navel in and up, and we're just going to hinge from those hip creases, and with a nice long spine, come forward. That will intensify the sensation up the back of the leg. If you want a little bit more, you can reach the arm up and then reach forward, placing the hand either above or below the knee, and continuing to breathe. So it's really important as we're doing these that we're mindful of our yoga breathing. Inhale, come up, exhale, switch, extend the other leg, nice long leg, flexed foot. And one of the three positions, here, here, or here. And the sensation is up the back of the leg. So returning to the breath. So we know, if possible, in and out through the nose, but make the inhalations as full as possible without lifting the shoulders, and fill those lungs from the bottom toward the top. And as we exhale through the nose, you want to match the length of the inhale, or maybe make it even a little bit longer, and the breath will leave the body first from the top of the lungs, the middle, and then the lowest lobes of the lungs. Let's inhale, come up, and exhale, come back here. So the next move we'll do is for the neck, and it's pretty simple. We'll inhale here. On the exhale, drop the chin to the chest, and on the inhale, roll the ear toward the shoulder. Now the shoulders are pulled down and away from those ears using the upper back muscles. Exhale through center, inhale other side. So we don't want to rush this, right? We really want to allow the neck to release here. When you get to one side, you may want to extend the opposite arm, move it around, and feel where the stretch for the side of the neck that the arm is extended is intensified. And come back through center. Next inhale, other side. And you could just keep going side to side, or you could play with extending your arm, moving it around until you feel a deeper stretch for the side of the neck. And you want to hold there and breathe. And let's bring the chin up on the inhale. And the next stretch that we'll do is a really good one. It really gets into pretty much the entire body. So we want to hold behind the knee or below the knee joint. And we want to have our shoulders pulled down and back and our belly gently firm. Here we're at a nice neutral spine, so we want to inhale here. Now on the exhale, we'll allow the knee to drop down. It obviously won't go very far. And we're going to look up. Inhale through center. Exhale, tuck the chin. Pull the knee toward the chest. Pull the navel toward the spine with a little rounding of the back. Inhale through center. Exhale, knee comes down. Shoulders stay back. We can gaze up. Inhale through center. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale through center. Exhale, tuck and round. And we're only going to do 4 on each side for the sake of time. But feel free at any point either to pause the video or, just on your own to take more time with each pose than we are doing here. So other side, again, either behind the knee or in front of the shin. Nice neutral position here. Inhale. Exhale, knee comes down, gaze goes up. Inhale, back to start. Exhale, tuck and round. Pull the knee up. That feels really good in the low back. Inhale here. Exhale as the knee comes down and the gaze comes up. We feel a stretch for the neck, the shoulders, the arms, and the upper back. Inhale through center. Exhale, tuck and round. This is a nice stretch for the low back. Inhale here, and just one more each side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So, the next thing we'll do is come to a straddle position with the knees over the feet versus collapsing inward. So really recruiting these inner thigh muscles. They are moving up and back. And here we're going to do movement for the spine, which is cow and cat. But just by virtue of bringing our legs this wide, we should be feeling a stretch for the hips. So again, this is our neutral, nice long spine. Inhale here. On the exhale, hinge from those hip creases, come forward, keep the spine nice and long, pull the shoulder blades together, and if you like, look up just a little bit. Inhale through center. Exhale, tuck that chin. Pull the navel and round the spine. Inhale through center. Exhale, come to cow pose. Inhale through center. Exhale, cat pose. Now you should be doing this with the rhythm of your breath. Always syncing our movement with the rhythm of the breath. So we establish that breath rhythm first, and then we allow the movement to follow. And the breath will always guide us. If we notice we're starting to hold the breath or breathing becomes difficult, that's a sure sign we should back off in the pose. All right, this is the last one here. Exhale, tuck it around. And come back through center and walk the feet in. Here we're going to do another hip opener, which is a pigeon pose. So either cross the at the level of the ankles, or if you have this ability, you can bring the outer ankle up above, well above, not on, but above the knee, and keep the foot flexed. All right? So I'm sure we're already feeling a hip opening here. We can bring the hands mid-thigh, whether your feet are crossed at the level of the ankles or here, we can just gently, gently press here. Inhale, and on the exhale, pull that navel in and hinge again from those hip creases, keeping the spine long, the shoulders pulled back, and breathing. So the farther forward we go, the more intense the stretch is for the hip. So you want to hold, this is a stretch we want to hold, I would say a minimum of 30 seconds. A minute would be better. A minute and a half might be great. It depends on how you're feeling. And for the sake of the video, we may not be holding the poses quite as long as you want to. So let's, other side, crossing whichever level is available to you. Inhale, get nice and long. Pull the navel in, hinge forward. Keep the heart lifted and the shoulders pulled back, and focus on the breath. Right? Good. And again, you may want to look forward instead of looking up, so the neck is aligned with the rest of the spine. I just caught myself doing this, of course, because I'm looking at the video. Just hold and breathe. So I want to talk a little bit about sensation. This would be moving from the thinking about the pose and how it should be to the feeling that we have when we're in the pose. So we always want to come from thinking to feeling and allow the body to guide us in the pose. And let's inhale, come back up. And let's do some nice seated twists. First we'll start with a side stretch and then we can twist. So look to the left. Arm extends with palm up, out, up, and over. Now allow the gaze to follow that hand unless it's uncomfortable for the neck, and then look either forward or down. Keep that left glute glued to the chair so we maximize the stretch. Inhale, come up, exhale, release, and let's do that on the other side. Inhale, up, and over. And here it's fine if the shoulder does reach up. We're always saying, keep the shoulders down, away from the ears. This is a different move. Here we want to keep that right hip in contact with the chair. Inhale, come up, exhale, release. And then again, you can do as many of those as you like. And the next one we're going to do is a twist. So we'll inhale the right arm up. On the exhale, we're going to really pull the navel in. The low belly muscle that we feel go as if from hip bone to hip bone. We're going to pull those hip bones together and really feel a big squeeze here. So that stabilizes the low back. So when we twist, it comes only from the ribs, and then we're going to gently rest that hand on the outer thigh. So we can keep the other hand on the chair somewhere, or if we're feeling stable in the chair, we can reach it back and possibly even gaze back at it. And then we'll inhale, come up through center. Excuse me. Exhale, other side. So again, stabilize the low back with the core before rotating the ribs. We're only going to rotate them as far as they want to go. We're never going to force this. And when we hold here, we'll extend the spine a little bit longer on the inhale and maybe deepen the twist just a little bit on the exhale, maybe just by a few millimeters. And then we have the option to extend the back arm or not. So again, this is something you can do several of on each side. Inhale, bring the arms back through center. Exhale, release. And the very last move is for those hip flexors. So those are the muscles that tighten when we do all that sitting. So we want to face straight ahead, and the foot, the toes and the knee are pointing in the direction we're looking, and that foot is really grounded, so it helps to support us. And we want to be forward enough on the chair so that we can release the front leg so that the knee is below the hip and the heel is aligned with the knee. So the leg is all on one plane and my toes are curled under. Now, we're already feeling a stretch for the front of the hip. If we've got a little bit more to give, we can begin to scoot the toes back just a little bit. So now the knee is behind the hip. And we want our hip bones and our shoulders to face straight ahead, so we're not turning into the movement. That would inhibit the stretch a little bit. So on the exhale, we're going to press the knee back, and on the inhale, release it down. Exhale, press the knee back. Inhale, release it down. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, release down. Exhale, press it back. And this time we're going to hold it. We're going to hold the stretch. And if you like, you can lean forward just a little bit if you're feeling any sort of, discomfort in your low back. And breathe. Breathe into the tightness here. And then we'll release and go to the other side. So again, just check your alignment here. And you really do want to make sure the knee is at least under the hip. Sometimes if your hip flexors are super tight, it won't, your knee will be forward a little bit. But you want to see if you can get that knee back close to being under the hip. And if you've got a little more to give, scoot that foot back. So on the exhale, press the knee back. Inhale, release. Exhale, press back. Now again, we're using the core muscles here to stabilize the low back and support that nice long spine. So we'll just do a few. You could do, 4, 5, 6, or even more. Whatever feels good for you. And then this one we're going to hold back. Keep pressing the knee back, and we're going to do a static stretch. And breathe. Again, if you feel like you want to lean forward just a little bit on this side, you can do that as well. And let's release. And come back to center, just tap it out, roll it out. We have one last move, which is a delicious down dog to stretch the back body. Now, we're going to use the back of the chair. However, if the chair is on a slippery surface. In other words, if when you put your hands on the back of the chair and kind of push it forward, it's going to move any amount, then that is dangerous. So you don't want to press on a chair that's going to move forward. In that case, you would do down dog against the wall, which I'm going to show you in a moment. But still listen to the cues here because you're going to do the same thing against the wall. So we're just going to walk back as far as we can till our arms are nice and long. And we just walk back, walk back, walk back. Any amount of bend in the knees. So now our ears are between our biceps, our belly is pulled in to support the back. And we're going to pretend we've given someone permission to put a hand on each of our hips and pull the hips backward. So we're not moving the legs, just the hips are shifting backward, and that will intensify the stretch. Again, you want to smooth the breath. So we should feel this in the arms and shoulders, the back, the glutes, and all the way down the legs to the feet. So this should be a nice, delicious stretch for the back body. And you can hold that as long as you like, and then we'll walk in. I'm just going to demonstrate quickly what that might look like against a wall. If you couldn't use your chair, then your hands are going to be in line with the shoulders, and then as you shift back, you're going to move them down so they stay in line with the shoulders. So again, just walk the feet back as far as they'll go so that the arms are extended. A little bit of bend in the knees, a lot of bend in the knees, whatever feels good for you. So the arms are straight, the ears are between the biceps, so the head's not dropping and it's not lifting. And then feel the stretch. Down the shoulders, down the back, the glutes, and the legs. Again, shifting those hips back even more. And breathe. And hold this as long as it feels good for you, and then walk in. Okay, so we did it. We've targeted our neck, our shoulders, our back, and our hip flexors. But you'll notice we also did our breathing and used our core and just got some really good overall body movement in. So I hope this helps you get the kinks out from your travel and enjoy your trip. Thank you.